Peace. What's going on? What's happening, y'all? I don't like this damn selfie camera. It's like it's too wide. But peace. What up, though? What up, though? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Just wanted to do a quick check-in real quick. I'm waiting to get loaded. Let y'all know what was going down this Thursday on the next episode of Thoughtbox Live. It's a lot of shit happening, man. Like I said, it's a mile a minute, man, with this Trump shit, bro. It's a mile a minute, man. But I think I want to put a focus on some of the foreign affairs that's happening right now. What I'm seeing right now, man, is it's troubling, man. It's troubling, bro. A lot of the stuff that I'm seeing going on right now, with the state of foreign policy, is pretty fucked up. It's pretty fucked up. I think that's gonna be my main topic this week. MD's Thoughtbox Live Thursday at 8:30. The truth about the state of the world is pretty much what it's gonna be called. Gonna talk about this recent election that we had in Deutschland on Sunday. Gonna talk about the Macron visit yesterday. I don't know what day Keir Starmer from Great Britain is supposed to visit. I don't know if it's tomorrow or it's gonna be Thursday or is it gonna be Friday. I gotta check and see, but I know Keir Starmer is supposed to be visiting this week. Talk about the UN Security Council vote yesterday. It's a lot of shit, man. It's a lot of shit going on, man. That's just a fact. So we're gonna talk about that. Plus, remember this, y'all. Remember this shit. I am the PPAM. Last week, on Thursday, I reported on the congressional town hall in Roswell, Georgia, yesterday. The following day, that shit had went viral. You know what I'm saying? I wish that I would have did it sooner. I didn't see a lot of people talking about that shit the day of. But Friday, that shit had blew up. It was all over mainstream media. Everybody was reacting to it on YouTube. Just know I was the first one to do it. I was the first one to do that shit, man. Since then, there have been a slew of other town halls with the same result. With the same result. So we gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk about the Joy Reid situation. Well, MSNBC as a whole, I'm gonna talk about. Is there a conspiracy? If I was to put my tinfoil hat on for a second, is there a conspiracy in regards to these quote unquote people of color being ousted out of primetime slots and in some cases outright when it comes to MSNBC? We'll talk about that. The Doge firings that happened this morning. Well, not firings, resignations. They quit. The Doge resignations. We'll talk about that. Are we starting to see a split in the scene as it pertains to the Trump administration and what they're trying to do? A larger question would be, what they're trying to do, is the shit sufficient? Is it applicable to where we can start to see effects? I would say no. I think it's going to backfire in the long run. That's just me. I could be wrong. Just a slew of other topics, man, that, like I said, I can't keep up. I just can't do it. It ain't no way. It's a lot of shit happening in real time. You know, I think that it don't do it justice. The weekly show, I try to do as much as I can to the shit that's relevant. Also Brandon Johnson, the new approval rating. 6.6%. That's bad. Like, that's real bad. But again, why wasn't this a focal point during the Chicago mayoral election when he told you exactly what he was going to do? He told you. We'll see what happens when it's time for the election or whatever. When that's going to be, I got to look it up. I don't know. But we'll see. But yeah, we'll talk about that abysmal rating, approval rating that he got. And whatever else I can come up with, man, on my short hauls. But like I said, the main topic of discussion on MD's Thought Box Live this Thursday will be the truth about the state of the world right now. It's fucked up. We living in unprecedented times, man. It's sad, and it's kind of weird for people around the world to have a perception right now that the United States is on the wrong side of history. I mean, take that for what you will. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm hearing the new axis of evil. That's some fucked up shit to say. All the things that are going on right now as it pertains to Ukraine. Ukraine and Volodymyr Zelensky initially rejecting the minerals deal that Trump put forth. We'll see if he holds the course, or eventually, you know, he'll find a deal that's sufficient enough to keep certain parameters and security assurances for Ukraine. We'll see. Zelensky is holding steadfast as far as what he wants to do. So, you know, with all that being said, it's to my belief that the ball is in Ukraine's court right now. And, you know, the EU is going to play a pivotal role. A pivotal role. NATO as a whole is going to play a pivotal role in the future existence of the shaping of Ukraine. You know, me personally, I believe the whole minerals deal and who it's for is under nefarious context. That's just me. You know, when you talk about the United States, we are not getting anything. We are not getting rare earth minerals. Companies will get it. Companies will benefit. So we'll talk about that. Who, from a financial standpoint, is in cahoots with Trump on this whole deal? We'll talk about that. We'll talk about what key role people like Macron and Starmer are going to play in facilitating security for Ukraine. We'll talk about that. So, you know, I just wanted to come up here and let y'all know there will be a Thought Box Live this Thursday. And the topic of discussion will be the truth about the state of the world. So we'll see what happens, man. I'm about to get ready to get loaded. Just wanted to come on real quick and let y'all know that it will be going down this Thursday. Check me out tomorrow. Special time for TFP Take His Politics. You know, usually it's on Tuesdays. There was a scheduling change. That's only for this week. A scheduling change. It'll be Wednesday, 6:30. I don't believe, like I said, when I stop tonight, I'm gonna try to do some editing, depending on what time I finish with this shit. These last couple of days, yeah, I've been working late, so I ain't really had time, and I wasn't really home this weekend to work on it. So, there won't be, I ain't gonna say 100%, but there won't be a downfall segment on TFP this week. It'll be next week. In regards to inflation, I'll be talking about inflation, and just the way money works in totality. I'm gonna try to do it as concise as possible. So be on the lookout for that next Tuesday. I don't believe, like I said, I could be wrong. I might fuck around and get it done tonight and ship it off to the incredible producer Vancat tonight, and he'll be able to slot it in for the show tomorrow. But chances are that ain't gonna happen. So, man, editing these videos and trying to do all this shit, bro, it's hard. It's hard. It's time consuming. If anything else, it's definitely time consuming. It don't take nothing for me to like write what I want to say and say it. That's the easy part. It's the getting the videos, getting the pics I need, taking it into the software, editing that shit. That shit takes forever now. So I'm seeing that now. But also at the same time, I'm glad I'm getting in the groove, and I can get a feel for it because I want to do more of it. So we're gonna see how consistent I can be in terms of producing the videos. But hopefully I can get it done as efficiently as possible. So, look out for that. But just go to Straight Talk Society on YouTube. Subscribe to that channel. That's where I'm at every Tuesday. But this week I'm on Wednesday. So tomorrow, 6:30, Straight Talk Society, I'll be on TFP, Tate Fist Politics, giving insight on a myriad of topics. So like I said, I just wanted to come on and chop it up and let y'all know, what was down the pipe as far as, what the fuck? My bad, I'm looking at this damn truck. As far as what's down the pipe for this Thursday. So again, Thursday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, MD's Thought Box Live, the truth about the state of the world. I think now is a better time than any to put a focus on that so we can get an outlook on where the United States currently stands in foreign affairs. And I think it's fucked up. I think it's real bad. Again, at the end of the day, ultimately the ball is in Ukraine's court, but there will be actors that'll be pivotal. Like I said, the EU is going to play a major role in all of this. How much leverage can the European Union hold in terms of negotiating whatever type of deal comes about between Russia and Ukraine? Will they be able to leverage it? I don't know. Will Trump in the United States and the State Department be able to broker the deal that they want, which is at the end of the day solidifying control of the mineral resources for private companies? Not to mention, see, this is the shit, right? We talking about tariffs and all that. That's cool. What would a situation be if, okay, you can get a minerals deal in Ukraine, you then turn around and give exemptions on tariffs of said minerals for private companies just to turn around and charge us, the consumer, the same rate? I don't know. Peace, Jesse. What's happening, man? What's happening, bro? Peace, Angel. How you doing? So yeah, man, all that shit is gonna play a role. It's gonna play a role. Can the EU maybe broker a backroom deal that'll pretty much stymie the efforts of Trump and what they trying to do? It's possible. It's definitely possible. That's why I believe that Trump is meeting with a lot of these foreign European leaders in order to make sure that he's in the clear on what he's trying to do. That's just my belief. You know what I'm saying? From what I've been reading, a major source in the Donbass region of Ukraine is lithium. Lithium is used in our cell phone. Everybody knows that, right? I'm also seeing a report that at some point in time, the brass at Apple is supposed to be meeting with Trump. So, connect the dots. You know what I'm saying? Connect the dots. It's also used in aerospace. Spaceships and airplanes and the like, right? Elon Musk has a vast contracting deal with the United States via SpaceX. Connect the dots. Connect the dots, folks. So when he says we will get the resources, we ain't getting shit. That's just what it is. The private companies are going to get the benefits of essentially cheaper resources in exchange for whatever security assurances Ukraine can get. I talked about a couple of weeks ago, I believe, if it wasn't last week, I remember, I talked about the Budapest memorandum with Ukraine, Russia, and United States and England giving up the nuclear stockpile that was left after the Soviet Union fell in exchange for security clearance assurances. Signed in, I ain't gonna say into law, but signed through treaty with the United States, United Kingdom, and Russia. Where does that particular memorandum stand? We shouldn't even be having this conversation if the Budapest memorandum is still being upheld. I talked about no reason for NATO membership for Ukraine because the Budapest memorandum is there to solidify that security. You know, why do you need to be in Ukraine? I mean, why do you need to be in NATO? So, you know, we'll get into it on Thursday. I believe as of right now, that's the most important thing. Like, this shit that's going on, you know, despite what you believe as far as domestic policy, I think Ukraine is going to become a centerpiece in what could evolve into, I ain't going to say a world war, I ain't going to say that, but evolve into not only a financial, but a diplomatic pushback against the United States. Because I'm going to tell you, the way this shit going right now, the world from a financial standpoint is going to go against the United States. They're going to go against the United States. Especially when you're taking away international influence via the funding of USAID and all that shit. You're taking away power. A lot of our power, they call it soft power. A lot of our power comes from influence. How do you garner influence? Humanitarian aid. Defense recognition, defense assurance. This is how you garner influence in the world. So we'll see. But like I said, I just wanted to come on real quick and let y'all know what I was doing on Thursday. So again, check me out tomorrow, TFP, Tayfish Politics, Straight Talk Society on YouTube. Shout out to Trev, shout out to Vancat, shout out to Mike, shout out to Ricardo. We're gonna chop it up. I hope. Now, this is for you, Vancat. This is a message for you, man. Last year, y'all promoted the movement Free MD. And I salute y'all for that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all instilled in me a sense of self-worth as of what I do on YouTube. Now I'm gonna promote the new movement, Free Trevor. Free Trevor, man. Trevor has been banned from Tate Fist Politics through a bias of a particular ideology, which I don't go with. Y'all know I'm the breaker of change. You know, I don't go down with ideology, all that shit. Me and Vancat can have civil discussion and disagree. Me and Trevor can have civil discussion and disagree. You know, a lot of the stuff that we say about each other is in jest. But it's some type of vitriol against Trevor from Vancat. I don't know what's going on. You know, I can't speak to any type of personal issues. I don't know. But Trevor, you know, to my knowledge, has been banned from Tate Fist Politics. I'm telling Vancat, respectfully lift the ban. Respectfully lift the ban, so this man can come on here and we can have some discourse. In particular to what we were talking about today. Because like I said, I think that's important. I'll try to get into it. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I'll try to get into it a little bit tomorrow. I believe Vancat is going slot it in to one of the segments tomorrow. You know, and of course, you know, with time or whatever, we'll have a little bit of banter on it. But I think it's a very important issue in regards to Ron DeSantis essentially looking into possibly getting rid of property tax in Florida. Again, we know, you know, this is strictly political. We know the only way that they can do that, they got to have a certain percentage of the majority in the Florida state legislators to pass it and all this, that, and the third. I got to look more into it. I don't know the specifics on it. I don't know. I'm going to look into it tonight, though, because I want to know more about it. I just don't want to babble on about it and not really have any context on what the proposal is, right? But we had hey man, in the WhatsApp, like we was going in. We was going in. I'm to the realization that any programs, any public, I guess you would say, infrastructure that facilitates any sort of civil matters in the state, whether it be state, municipal, or local, that money strictly comes from the state government. Now, how do state governments get their money? They get their money through taxes. The states don't have a Federal Reserve like the federal government. They just don't. So therefore, you got to get that money through taxes. One of the biggest collections of revenue for the state is property tax. Then, of course, you got your sales tax, you got your income tax. In some states don't have income tax. They counterbalance it some other way. Whatever the situation may be, T-Splosh, you know what I'm saying? All that shit, right? If you still want to maintain state, I don't want to say maintenance, but if you still want to stay a mandate for state control, you're gonna have to up something from somewhere. That's just a fact. And I ain't gonna get too deep in it because we'll talk more about it. I'm gonna research the proposal and whatnot. I'm for school choice, and I'm gonna leave it at this, and I'm gonna get off after this. I'm for school choice. School choice has got a bad rap because a lot of the MAGA maniacs and a lot of the ultra conservatives also believe in school choice. My strategy of school choice is vastly different from a lot of other people's strategy of school choice. I never said that I believe that schools should be 100% privatized. My form of privatization doesn't come from for profit per se, not when it comes to education. My privatization is the same way you would look at government contracts is the same way you need to look at government. Allow private entities to facilitate education in different parameters, different locations, because people are different. Give it out as a government subsidy or contract, or however you want to look at it, directly from the federal government. Don't put any type of guidelines on that funding. The funding is strictly for the education of said state, municipality, county, city, whatever. But the money will be going to private, I don't want to say ownership, but it'll be going to private entities in order to facilitate and allocate where that money, how that money is spent, where that money is going. Now, this will be different from city to city, county to county, municipality, state. It'll be different. Why? Because all children ain't the same. All children ain't the same. That's not saying one school will get a different amount of money than another school. I ain't saying that either. The fact of the matter is that community will be in control of that money to properly allocate it to where it needs to go. So the government will earmark a certain amount of money to the Department of Education, funnel it down to the states funnel it down. You know how it go. You know what I'm saying? But I don't look at education as being centralized in any parameter. Get rid of the district system. Get rid of that shit. Because we know some districts is trash. Why is some districts trash? One, they're not getting enough money. One neighborhood's collection of property tax is going to be different from another neighborhood. So does that mean that my children's value of education should be different from another one? Nah, that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. But also on the flip side of the coin, that don't mean that my level, my children's level, my children's priority in certain parameters of education should be the same also. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. So we'll get into that. Angel said, sounds like charter schools. Unfortunately, they don't work either. Exactly. You absolutely correct. You absolutely correct. Now, the problem with charter schools is, again, charter schools has become a profit scheme. A profit scheme for a lot of these, what they call them, like skip schools and charter schools. Well, we call them, some call skip in Georgia. I don't know if that's like universal. Yeah, they bullshit at the end of the day. And all they there for is to profit off the negligence of public education. A lot of skip schools in Georgia, the only reason they there because there ain't no other school around. They ain't no other school around. But that don't take away from me saying that I still believe that government subsidies should be there for schools. They should be. They just need to be put in the right place. When it comes to skip schools and charter schools, there is no community action when it comes to a lot of these schools. It just ain't. As far as the charter school, what regulations or guidelines do they have when it comes to like school boards and PTA? It ain't there. It just ain't. So, you know, that's a good point, ain't it? A lot of these charter schools, they in it for the money. Just like any other government subsidized contract. Same thing with healthcare. You go to the hood, man, a lot of these fucking private healthcare companies, man, they don't give a fuck about the patients. They don't. Especially when it comes to home care. A lot of these home care professional, quote unquote professional companies, they just getting the fucking Medicaid money. That's it. And some CNA come, trust me, I got experience with it, because with my mama. A lot of these CNA, they come sit their fat ass on the couch all day long and go home and collect the check at the end of the day. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, there needs to be some type of reform when it comes to checks and balances, of course. But those checks and balances shouldn't come from the federal government. Me and Ricardo was talking about that earlier. Like who needs to be in charge, per se, when it comes to checks and balances. I don't think that needs to come from the federal government. It can't come from the federal government, because they don't know what the fuck is going on. Not boots on the ground in the community. So, yeah, we'll talk about that, man. Let me get off of here, because they finna get ready to load me. See y'all tomorrow. Straight Talk Society, TFP, Tay-Fist Politics, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Then Thursday, MD's Talk Box Live, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. The truth about the state of the world. With that, I say peace, y'all.